Hey, what's up everybody? ESAM here bringing you another video. This one going to be my tournament wrap-up for Dreamhack Atlanta. Yes, I know I haven't done my EVO one yet, but I was busy and I feel like I want to get this one out because the tournament was more recent, so the EVO one will probably be out next week before I go to low tier city. So anyway, this tournament had pretty much everything, like a lot of esports, Wii U singles, Wii U doubles, melee doubles, but I only entered Wii U singles and Wii U doubles, as well as the Georgia-Florida crew battle, which I will get into a little bit later. So, first off I want to go over Wii U doubles, where I obviously teamed with MVD because we always team with literally everything that we both go to. And so round one we played Jose, JFB, and Jay Treasy, and I do not remember who these people played unfortunately, but we were able to win 2-0. After that we had to play against Red Falcon and Dr. Copter, but unfortunately I am also the worst and I cannot remember who they played, but we did win 2-0. And then after that we had to play against Mr. E and K9, where we won 2-0. Obviously Mr. E being the Marth main, K9 being the Sheik Diddy main, but we were able to win that pretty solid. Game one was fairly difficult, but we ended up winning a game two, as far as I remember, was more and more in our favor as the match went on. We ended up winning with like a 3-stock pretty solid or something like that. Not really too much of a worry the game two, but game one was definitely way closer, I remember that. So that was going to make us advance into winners quarterfinals, where we end up having to play Larry Lur and Scat. So game one against them, I'm pretty sure, I know they beat us, but I don't remember by how much. I was worried if MVD was comfortable going Cloud, because Scat's really good versus Cloud and so is Larry at this point. So I was really worried if after game one he didn't really want to do that, but he did. We stuck to it. Game two we went to Lilat and we won fairly solid. Like, it was really close, and then what happened was, you know, we killed both of them, put them both to their last stock. We were both at 2 stocks high percent. Like, I was at 100, Jesse was at like 120, and we were like, okay, well let's just play, you know, a little more passive, get as much damage as we can before we die. Suddenly, you know, we give them both 50-60%. I die and I'm like, okay, cool, well Jesse's gonna die soon, and then he just kind of didn't. So, you know, we end up fighting, we kill one of them, I die again, I steal MVD's stock, and then we end up winning with some type of finishing touch or whatever, like some team combo, with Jesse still alive, only dying twice, and being at high percent when they both had 1 stock left. So, I mean, I was really impressed by his ability to just not get hit and not die in those situations. And then we ended up winning game 3 on Omega Wiley's Castle, aka FD, because of a really silly thing that happened with MVD. So actually, we were winning before that. We both, like, similar situation where we both had 2 stocks, they both had 1. We got them to about 40 or 50, we both died, and then they had this crazy comeback. You know, I saw MVD get hit a few times, so I got scared. I tried to overcompensate, got a little bit too aggressive. I got bodied for it. I ended up getting rando up smashed by Larry at like 90 or 85%, something like that, so he killed me, and MVD was getting edge guarded, somehow made it back again. He's still Cloud, then like walks forward, does a forward smash that hits Larry Lur's shield, and Scat kind of like literally walks into it, gets hit by it. Larry messes up his punish, rolls backwards, MVD full hop back airs, and it hits the start of Larry's illusion, and ended up killing him. And I was just like, MVD, you are a god. That is so good. Like, he's so good at 2v1s. It's actually ridiculous. So we ended up winning that, advancing into winners semifinals, where we had to play MK Leo and Ally, the eventual winners of the tournament. So I think MK Leo and Ally are the 2 best doubles players in the world. I'm really scared when I have to play them before I play them, but then as I'm like, okay, well I have to play them. So, you know, bracket, you know, goes this way, so I'm like, okay, we can do it. And we were actually doing incredibly well. Both game 1 and 2 we were winning, and then had unfortunate things happen. So game 1 we were winning, and then I got jabbed at like 40% by Ally, like a quarter of the way into the stage, hit me off stage, and Leo just happened to be there with a down air, and he killed me, and then they ended up bringing it back. And then game 2 we were winning by so much. I go for an edge guard on Leo. I actually tried to back air drag him down after I hit him out of his limit, and it didn't work because I guess I tried to fast fall during hit lag, so it doesn't actually connect. So then he was able to, like, the back air finished, it hit him onto the stage, he teched, I tried to recover, and it was actually my second regrab, and so he, the down hit of the climb hazard spiked me at like 12, and then they ended up winning the 2v1 versus MVD when they're both over at like 90 to 100%. So that was really unfortunate, but we ended up falling 2-0 to them. After that, we had to play Zero Nyrel in losers quarters, who, as you know, we always have really close games versus them, and we never end up winning. Game 1 was very much like that. It was fairly close as far as I remember. We could have won, but, you know, little things here and there. I think MVD missed a finishing touch or 2 where they DI'd kind of weird, so that was really unfortunate. And then game 2, we were like, okay, let's counterpick to FD. MVD's gonna go Diddy, and then it didn't work, and we got bodied, and that was really unfortunate. I got edge guarded by Nairo's Cloud as Pikachu, which was really impressive, and it was bad, and so we ended up getting knocked out at 5th place, which was one before money because Dreamhack only puts $1,000 into the doubles pot, because, I mean, it's a side event, especially considering it's the only event that has multiple events, or like but Smash is the only game that has multiple events at Dreamhack, so I'm pretty much fine with that. And so my singles pool was Saturday at 10 a.m., which I was fine with. I had that, and then I had a bracket ended up at being at 6 p.m. So I played my first round. The first person actually got DQ'd, so the first round I actually played against was versus Angst, and I'm a terrible person, and I do not remember who they played, but that was the winner's quarters of the pool. It made me advance to play Big Lou, who's the OG Brawl Luigi vet, who also plays Luigi in this game. It was a really close first stock of game 1, and then I ended up kind of running away with it. I gave him like 50 or 60 before he killed me, and then like threw him off stage once and just proceeded to edgeguard in the rest of the stock. And then game 2, as far as I remember, was not close. I kind of got edgeguards or just like, oh, pressure, and you're gonna try to nair out, but like, you know, I clearly have more experience versus Luigi than he does versus Pikachu because it doesn't really play this game. And even though there are no Luigis in South Florida, I've been, you know, around the country and I've played Luigis here and there, so I was able to kind of take it over that. So I won 2-0, where I had to play Ned in Winners Finals in my pool, and I haven't actually played him in a while. I expected to play him at Combo Breaker, but that would have been just Samus. But at the same time, he didn't make it to me, losing to, I don't remember who, and then John Numbers. I don't remember who he lost to in Winners. But so that was unfortunate. So I played him, and stock 1 I actually start off really quick with an edge guard, but unfortunately I tried to down air him out of his up B, but I hit him back into the stage, so he's able to recover afterwards. So that ends up being a really close stock, but I end up taking first stock. Then I give him like 50 or 60, I die, get him to 100, he gets me to about 50, I edge guard him and I kill him. Game 2 was a little bit more convincing for me, at least at the beginning, because I killed him, you know, not super quickly, but probably like minute and a half, and then end up getting him to about 90 or 100% before he kills me with like, I tried to get really greedy with like a landing down air, expecting him to like instantly ledge hop, and then he was like, what are you doing, and up aired me at like 160, so he was able to get that stock, and then he ends up bringing it, I think he hits me for like 40 or 50% before I kill him with an edge guard, because yay, I mean, Pikachu Cloud, again, I think it's a relatively easy matchup for Pikachu, especially when you have your edge guards, and I did get one, or I got multiple edge guards, but some of them were at high percents. I don't count as an edge guard because I consider those low percent edge guards, so it's not really, like, it wasn't too hard. I mean, it's so hard to hit Pika as Cloud because I'm so short, and so we try to do a lot of landing backers, and then it's like, okay, well, he either did it too late, sometimes he did it too early, so it just whiffed above my head, and then the times he did it right, I pretty much just power shielded, so it was pretty rough. He could use a little more cross slash in the matchup, just non-limit cross slash as in neutral, but I was also playing fairly patient, so it's not like I was going to be running into a lot of cross slashes. I just would have punished him with quick attack, so it was kind of rough for him. So I advanced into top 32 winner's side, or top 48 rather, where I had to play DeBuzz, and I was actually really scared against DeBuzz because I'm sure after Smashadelphia he studied the matchups, he was gonna like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do, I know how I'm going to adapt, so I honestly assumed I would lose, and then game 1 I 2-stocked him really solidly, just this kind of the same type of play that I had at Smashadelphia, and I'm like, oh, I can do this, and then game 2 he was like 2-stocked me back, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I got a little too ahead of myself, maybe he just took a game to adapt and like really put all the things he wanted to put in place, right? And then game 3 was relatively close, and then I grab him at like 70% when I'm at 50, and he just dies because he DIs off stage from up throw thunder, and that just killed him super early. I think I grabbed him at 71, I pummeled him twice, and then I up threw him, so he was at 75 and he died. And then game 4 was very, very close. You know, I had actually a huge lead, and then ended up getting really aggressive and greedy, and then he ended up bringing it back. He killed me, like I killed him, I was at like 50 or 60, and then he only took 14% before he killed me, and then it ends up being a super close game, and I end up going for a quick attack, like a single quick attack angle in front of him. Figured he was going to drop shield and try to do something, so I'm like, okay, well hopefully up smash will beat this, so I just quick attack in, dash up smash, and it ends up hitting him, and I get the game for that, so yay, I did it, I beat DeBuzz again. So it proved that Smashadelphia wasn't like a fluke or him playing bad, because he ended up making top 8, obviously, in loser's bracket, so I was able to do that. And then I had to play winner's quarters against Larry Lair, and I was fairly confident going in against Larry Lair, but he was playing so fast, he was playing so evasive, I couldn't really get much started. I missed a lot of, well, I didn't really miss a lot of edge guards, I just didn't honestly get him into that many edge guarding positions, which was very weird. The ones I got him in, I kind of did well, you know, forward smash 2 frames, because I learned that the last part of forward smash will 2-frame Fox's illusion if I do it correctly pretty much every time, because it's just really, really big. So that was the thing, and that's why I got the 2-stock one game. The first game, you know, I was bringing it back, he had a huge lead, and I ended up doing a really, really bad air dodge, which ended up leading to be killed. So he won game 1, I ran it back on game 2, or I ran it back on FD, and he botted me for it, and then I counterpicked Smashville and I 2-stocked him, then Town and City, I'm pretty sure he 2-stocked me. So it was just, he played really, really well. I mean, he played well overall throughout the tournament, so I don't really feel bad about that. And Larry, obviously a top 10 player, and you know, I am not a top 10 player as of now, so I'm still like, yeah, okay, I want to beat those players, but I understand that it's acceptable and more than likely that I'm going to lose to top 10 players. So I lose to him. I go into losers where I end up having to play Mr. R. And you know me, I love the Sheik matchup. The Sheik matchup's really fun. I played Mr. R in Smash and Splash, and that was game 5 last hit. And this one wasn't game 5 last hit, but games 3 and 4, which were both on FD, were very, very close. Literally like both at like 130 plus, and he was able to clutch it out. So I mean, good stuff to him. There was a lot of like little spaghetti, little greedy things, you know, I learned a lot. I've reviewed my set already, so I know things that I can adjust from. I'm sure he does as well. His neutral is just so good. It's amazing. So our set was just really, really fun, and I love playing the Sheiks. And yeah, I didn't make top 8. It would have been my first top 8 at an official S tier event, because all of my top 8s were before S tiers were like a thing, because it was like a tier 1 tournament, which I guess the last one I top 8'd was UGC. So I've been top 8 in a lot of A tier events, and I do very, very well with those consistently. And B and C tiers, obviously I do really well with those, but I've never top 8'd in an S tier, at least from the beginning of PGR V3 and on. So hopefully I can do that soon. I got 9th, you know, that sucks. But losing to Larry and Mr. R is, you know, if I have to lose to someone, I'd rather lose to them as opposed to people that I don't think I'm supposed to lose to. So I'm, you know, I'm relatively fine with it. And the matches overall were amazing. You know, the whole side of losers bracket where it was like Ally, or 0 plays Leo for 17th, winner plays Ally for 13th, winner plays Naro for 9th, winner plays DaBuzz for 7th, winner plays Larry for 5th. You know, all top 6 players on the PGR were on one side of losers bracket. That's actually insane. Salem won another event. I really, really wanted Void to win once he was in winner side of grand finals, because I wanted him to win an S tier, because he's someone that hasn't, as opposed to like one of the 7 or 8 players that have won S tiers in the past, or like tier 1s, whatever. And he's not one of them, and I really, really wanted him to get his first one, but unfortunately was unable to, because Salem is so good. He's amazing. Like, I'm happy that the best player, or one of the best players right now, is from Florida. But yeah, so after that, you know, all the matches were obviously super good. And then Saturday night, there was a Florida versus Georgia Smash 4 crew battle. And that was really interesting, and I'm just gonna go over how it really happened. So they kind of like tell us that they want to do a crew battle like Wednesday or Thursday, and we're like, yeah, okay, we can do that. And then it was supposed to be on Friday, but it got pushed back for some reason, I guess because doubles lasted a long time. And so Saturday, after, you know, top 8 was determined, they were like, okay, let's go. None of you guys are in top 8, or Salem was, but Salem ended up dropping out. So the crews were, so it was myself, MVD, Blank, Manny, and Rydia versus Wrath, Fatality, Scat, Hyper Kirby, and Salt One, the cloud that beat Mewtwo King. So it was pretty close for a little bit. You know, they sent in Wrath first, we sent in Rydia first. Rydia took 1 stock while Wrath took his 3. Then Manny barely won the Sonic Ditto versus him. So Wrath took 5 stocks, and Manny had 1 stock at that point. So we were down at that point 2 stocks. I think Manny took 2 from Salt One, or maybe just 1, I don't remember. So Manny ended up, you know, dropping to Salt One. Then at that point we sent in Blank, and Blank finished off Salt One, finished off, or just beat Hyper Kirby, because Royce sucks, and Royce, people think Roy's top 20, and that's crazy. Like, Roy's a bad character. So that ended up happening, and then Scat ended up beating Blank, and then I was sent in versus Scat, 3 stocks to 3. I get to counterpick to Lilat. That's a last, not a last hit game, but a last stock game. I think I was at like 50 or 60 when I ended up killing him, and so it was me versus Fatality at the end, 1 stocks to 3, and I ended up just winning. I 3 stocked him. He missed a few techs. There was actually a beautiful line by the commentators, because there was 1 Florida commentator and 1 Georgia commentator, and Fatality missed like 3 or 4 techs over the course of the first 2 or 3 stocks, and so the commentator was like, you know, there's this school here, or college here, called Georgia Tech. They should probably rename that, because Georgia don't got any techs right now. And I was literally playing, and I heard it because it was on the crowd mic, and I was just like, oh my god, like as I'm playing and like beating Fatality's ass. So I ended up winning that. So MVD didn't have to play, and we got some Dreamhack swag. We got like a water bottle, a bottle opener, a hat, a glow stick, which was kind of weird, like a boogie doogie 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 doogie. It was kind of weird. I don't really know why I got it. But, you know, so that was it. And then I watched the rest of the matches. I played some friendlies. The good thing about this was Dreamhack isn't just a Smash tournament, so I was able to meet up with a lot of my non-Smash friends, like the people I've met at, let's say, St. Jude, or just Twitch people, or people from different games. I was able to hang out with pretty much all of the Panda buddies, because, I mean, Punk was there, Racy and Meowth, or Hot Meowth from Hearthstone were there. You know, KP was there. Unfortunately, Hayate wasn't there, neither were the anime players or the Marvel players, but I was able to meet Speedkicks for the first time, who was our Tekken player. Obviously, MVD was there, David was there, Plup was there. Plup won Melee, which was actually super dope. So I was able to see a lot of people there. And then obviously I met my Twitch people, some of the people I met at St. Jude as I mentioned. So Elvine, Anastasia, Santa, a few others. It was just really nice to just see some of those people again. And then I went to the Twitch party, which was kind of fun. I mean, parties are really tiring for me. I'm not really a party person, and so it's just like a lot of people there, and I can't just like, you know, dedicate myself to like, I'm going to watch the match and like not really pay attention, or like only stay with this group of people because there's always people circulating, and so it's kind of stressful for me. Not like, I'm not scared when I'm there, it's just, you know, when I leave, I'm just like, okay, I can kind of finally unwind, because while I am not an introvert necessarily, I'm also not really an extrovert, so I'm very much in the middle. So I did, you know, I partied at both Evo and here, and it was kind of like after the end of the event, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so tired. And so I feel like that's probably why, because I typically don't really get burnt out from Smash events. So it's probably just the fact that I went to those two parties, got the more social exhaustion, obviously probably some alcohol in there. And I mean, yeah, that is going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. So I definitely do recommend, if you have a Dreamhack in your area, please go to them. They're really fun events. Obviously, $10,000 guaranteed pot for Smash this year, maybe more next year, obviously, because they're getting more and more integrated as the years go on. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys want to get some Panda merch, because we finally have that available, check out the link down below, the MetaThreads link. I'll put that in the description down below. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time. Oh, bye-bye.